How can it work in 20 minutes a week? That is a common question we get asked at Fit 20, and I can fully understand why people ask it. It does seem very unusual given what we've been told for many, many years. Well, the first thing to realize is regardless of what training you do, it works because we're temporarily weakening the muscles off. And that's a stimulus that tells our body we must get stronger. So even when you're going for, let's say, a walk, we are attempting to, if we're doing it for exercise, we're trying to weaken the body off. But as you can imagine, that's not really a very effective way of doing it. And you'll have to do a lot of walking to get any meaningful results. Now, with our style of training with Fit 20, we're looking to get you to essentially momentary muscle failure in every exercise that you do. By doing that, that is the best stimulus your body can get because we've taken it to that point where it couldn't do any more. And your body's response is that could have been, it's going to sound a bit serious, but a life-threatening event. So I've got to improve myself to make sure that that stimulus can't affect me next time round. So the best way to see this and understand how it works, if we look at the graph behind me here, you coming in, as you can see over at point A, over there, and we then weaken you off. So you go down to point B. Over the next few days, your body's getting stronger again, back to as it was before. So that's at point C. But because we are trained so effectively, our body super compensates. It gets stronger than it was before because it's trying to make sure that the stimulus that it had before isn't going to affect it negatively next time round. So we get stronger. And then we get to point D, as you can see there. And as you can see across the bottom, they're the days of the week. And that takes between 5 and 7 days to get to that point, generally depending on your age. When you get to the peak at point D, that's when you come back and you train again. So that's why we do it once a week. If you can imagine, if you trained with our style of training more than once a week, so let's say after a couple of days, that's like training, if I can get my finger right, when you're over at this point here. If you train at that point, you haven't even got to back to where you were before, let alone being able to have the body super compensate for the exercise. So we need to give it 5 to 7 days in between, hence the training once a week. Now, why 20 minutes? Quite simply, that's how long it takes us to go through the routine that we have to get the results. You could do longer. You can spend longer doing it, as you may have done in previous routines you've done in the past in the gym. But do you need to? And if you don't particularly enjoy exercising, you want to do it in the shortest amount of time possible. And also, if you're short on time, it's a great way of doing it. But in our style of training, you're doing a whole body exercise. It's all over, top to bottom. We are exercising you, including the core. And all done in 20 minutes once a week. So hopefully that answers the question. How can 20 minutes work once a week? If I can help you anymore, I'm Duncan from Fit 20.